Okay, you got some more batteries, 2S 550-70C and 2S 850-70C. So here are the 550s. They come with a JST. Probably switching those out to XT30. And here are the 2S 850s, kind of fat. These come with an XT60 connector. The size of this connector is almost as big as the battery. It's crazy. Yeah, probably going to swap this out for an XT30 as well, and this wire is way too long. Got a new frame here from Airblade UAV. This is the Eclair V2. It's for 2.5-inch props, and this one will fit the Runcam Micro Swift. So it's got the sort of roll cage or roll bar design. So I'll have a build video on this coming up pretty soon. Another micro drone, the Eachine Revenger 55 is here. Typical Eachine, pretty nice manual. This, typical like the Aurora series and then the Lizard. I expect this to be pretty good. Get some pretty small props. I think these are 1535 props. And your typical set of tools, screwdriver and Allen wrench. And you get a 2S 400 milliamp hour 30C battery. I think this is the same one that came with the Aurora 68. It's got a JST connector. And this is what the Revenger looks like. It's kind of weird. Instead of the camera being on top here, it's up in front. And you got a little mount here with some camera tilt. I'll have to see how durable that's going to be in a crash. That's pretty exposed. You can see that snapping right there and there. I don't know what kind of motors these are. These are 1102, 11,500 kV. Same ones that are on the Aurora 68, but this is actually a smaller frame or motor to motor size, 55 instead of 68, so the props are really close and actually go over the flight controller stack here. This is it looks like a 16 by 16 stack, so you get your flight controller there and maybe, or is that the receiver? I think that might be the receiver. And you got your flight controller and you got your two ESCs and you got a JST connector here, and I think this is your video transmitter here on the side button here, so that's kind of exposed as well. It's an interesting design. I kind of like what they're doing. They come up with some weird things and they try and see what the market says about it, if they like it or not. Sometimes these things turn out to be pretty good and sometimes not, but I like that they're trying. Okay, I got the King Kong 110 GT and 95 GT, and take a look at the 95 first. Comes with the FlySky RX2A receiver, and they're using these plastic tubs like they did with the 90 GT, and I think this is the same motor as the 90 GT, as the 1103 7800 kV. Pretty much same electronics, I believe 3 amp ESCs, but now they have a canopy and you got this frame in a dead cat style, and kind of interesting little motor protection here. So I think this might be lighter than the 90 GT, and I think the camera angle is fixed in this one as well, but obviously I'll go over that in the review. This is a pretty stiff frame for this size. I can tell this, I think if it's anything like the 90 GT, I think it's going to be a good flyer. Got a spare canopy here. And here's the 110 GT. Bigger motors here, 1105, 8500 kV motors. And these are going to have a lot more power. Bigger props, I think they're 2.7 or 2.8 inch props, the same dead cat style. The same style with the receivers in the bottom here again, like the 90 GT, and just kind of stuck on there with some sticky foam. Same battery strap. And yeah, I think the electronics are gonna be different. I think it's a 10F41 ESC in there or something like that. I'll go over that in the review. But I think it's got the same video transmitter camera system. So if you like the camera on the King Kong 90 GT, you'll probably like it on these two guys. If you didn't, then you probably won't. So we'll do a full review on this coming up on my channel pretty soon. Okay, got a bunch of stuff here from Bold Clash. Let's see, I think these are spare parts for this guy. So let me show you this first. This is the new BWA B05. They're calling it the world's lightest bind and fly brushless FPV drone. And some stats. He's got the 0703 brushless motors, all-in-one camera, 22 grams, F3 flight controller. Yeah, I think this is similar to the Dust X58 if I remember correctly. I think it's got the Tiny Fish flight controller in it. These boxes are kind of nice. It's got some instructions here. What do you got here? These are probably spare props. Yeah, these are the King Kong props. I think these are the 41mm props. You get a battery charger, and you get a micro low-speed battery, 350 milliamp hour 1S 25C, and this is the BWA B05. And yeah, this definitely looks a lot like the Dust X58. Got the carbon fiber prop guards, very light, similar weight. Got the Tiny Fish flight controller and all-in-one ESC, and you got the all-in-one camera there as well. As well as this looks like a little canopy as well, so that's kind of nice. A little extra protection and unique look, but looks pretty similar. Probably expect it to fly pretty similar. It's got the same props, same power setup, same motors, I think. Nope, these are lower kV motors, so probably not as powerful. These are 15,000 kV, not the 20,000 kV, but you're going to get better flight times, I think. So we'll have a full review on this, and we'll see how this does. So I think these are the spare parts for the B05, and this box here is the Tiny Fish flight controller and ESC combo. And it's inside there. Okay, so this is not the all-in-one camera that's in the B05. This is something else. This is the F08 all-in-one camera. So it looks like this one has a DVR function. So you see there's a little slot here for a micro SD card. So this might be something similar to the DVR03 that I reviewed a while back, but that one had latency issues. But this one looks totally different, so it might be constructed differently or set up differently. So we'll have to check it out and see if that's the case or not. Again, I think these are the spare parts for the B05. Yeah, so you get some spare propellers. Looks like a spare camera mount, spare canopy, and these are the carbon fiber pieces, which is kind of nice. So, and it looks like some soft TPU printed soft mounts for the motors and some extra screws. So this is kind of nice if you happen to crash it and break. These parts are kind of flexible, so I don't know how easy they'll be to break. You got some spares here. I think this is a separate thing you have to buy though, so it's nice to know that there's spare parts in case you need to fix it. Okay, so I just picked up a new soldering iron. This is a portable soldering iron. It's a TS100. Comes out in different names from different places. You can get these at Banggood and Gearbest, Amazon. I'm not going to do a review on this one because every major channel's already done a review on this thing. It's very nice soldering iron. Obviously runs off of battery power. It's for portable use in the field, and it's open source. You can do firmware updates through the micro USB port here. This is an excellent soldering iron. I would highly recommend you guys pick one up. I'll put a couple links to where you can get these in the description. Okay, so this is one that a few of you guys requested. It's a power cube. I think it's the F425 from HGLRC, and so this has the F4 chip on the flight controller, and it comes with an OSD. It's got the direct pin connections here, and it's got a 25 amp 4-in-1 ESC. So this is a pretty good flight controller ESC combo, power cube. I think I put links into this in previous videos in the Easy Make series, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do a separate review on this. There's not much really different about this than the other ones that I've done, other than the fact that it's an F4 and this has an OSD. So probably talk a little bit more about this in the build I put this in, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to put it in yet, so stay tuned to my channel and you'll find out. Okay, we've got a FPV monitor. It's in the form of a watch. Okay, so here's what it looks like. It's, I think it's about 2 inches, and I think this is like a vinyl or some sort of fake plastic strap here. I've seen other companies make something like this, so it's probably pretty similar to that, just maybe rebranded. And you get a instruction manual and a little charger, USB charger. So yeah, I'll do a little review on this coming up pretty soon if you're interested. Stay tuned for that. Okay, got a bunch more batteries from GNB, 453S. I got 2 of those, and a 553S, 2 of those. Okay, here's what they look like. Pretty similar in size, except for the thickness. XD 30 connectors and a JST connector, dual connectors, kind of interesting there. A little extra weight they probably don't need, but I guess it would be good for not using adapters. Yeah, this will be part of the 3S LiPo roundup eventually coming at some point. Okay, got another micro quad here from Makerfire. I think they make some pretty good stuff. Do like their packaging. It comes in a pretty nice box here. This is Spectrum DSM2 receiver, the Armor 67. So it looks like the manual comes in Chinese, and then there's an English version on the other side. Really small props, and these are 1535 props. Here's a look at it. It's pretty, it feels pretty heavy. The battery's on there. It's obviously 2S. You got the 1103 10,000 kV motors on here. These are I think these are Makerfire branded. They're I think rebranded from the Racer Star. Here's the LiPo JST connector, 2S 400 milliamp hour 30C. And you got a screwdriver and a USB charger. Okay, here's another one from Makerfire. It's the Armor 90. And again, you got the manual in English and Chinese. It's quite a bit bigger than the other one. This is the 90mm. And we got some 1104 motors on here. These are 7500 kV. These ducts are plastic, but they're flexible. Got a hard plastic canopy here. Don't know what kind of a FPV system that is. It's probably one of the ones we're already familiar with. This bottom plate looks really thick. That looks like 2mm. That's probably why this feels pretty heavy. And we got a pretty big battery under here. So there's something I haven't seen yet. Is this is rubber, so it's flexible, but it is shaped to the battery. So you're gonna be limited to using batteries that are of the similar size instead of using a Velcro strap. And this is a 2S350 with an XD30. Got a pretty nice USB cable here. Got some spare prop guards and some spare props here. Some extra screws. Another USB battery charger. You got an Allen key for your screws. Okay, so we got a RC car from JJRC. There's 2 different versions. I think there's a Q36 and a Q35. I'm not sure which one mine is. I think this is, maybe this is in 2 different colors. Alright, so I got a little bag here with a USB charger, screwdriver, and some little C-clips and screws and little spare parts. Here's the little car itself. You can see it fits in the my hand size here. It's, I think this is a 1/28 size scale or 1/26 style. And here is the controller. Feels pretty nice. Yeah, so I'll have a review on this coming up on my channel pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, just got in the new Cheerson CX73. So a little sort of mini size brushless quad with camera capabilities. I think it sends video back by 720p Wi-Fi, and it has a controller for 5.8 gigahertz. So I know there's a lot of hype right now for the DJI Spark. This is kind of similar sized. I don't think it has a gimbal though, so I don't think the video quality is going to be quite as good. But this is like, I think this is like way cheaper. I think this is about $200, maybe even less. So take this out. It's very well protected in this foam. Take a look in a second. So you got all your accessories in individual boxes here. So you got your charger and battery. So you got a wall adapter here, and this is the battery. It's a two-cell 1200 milliamp hour 20C, and it looks like it's proprietary. And it has little status lights here. You got an FPV screen, 5.8 gigahertz video back, I think, in this particular case. I think you can use this with your phone as well. I'm not 100% sure on that though, I might be wrong. Here's the transmitter. There's a little LED display here. Obviously it says altitude hold, everything's centered. Little lanyard hook. This feels pretty nice for a, it actually feels really nice for this price point. Got a user's guide, some tools. Looks like antennas for your transmitter, and maybe that's a phone holder. Get a USB cable, I think it's for some charging something. And you get some landing gear. Here's the drone itself. And you see that, I don't think this has a gimbal. The camera might be tiltable down mechanically, kind of like the Unique Breeze. The props aren't folding, and these look like maybe 4-inch props. Don't know what the size motor this is. I think it's like maybe a 1304, something like that. But yeah, I can see here it's about the size of the DJI Spark. Oh, I noticed that the props on the back are reversed. They're upside down. That's interesting. So you definitely will need to use the landing gear to keep it off the ground. Yeah, looking forward to reviewing this. I'll have a video on this pretty soon on my channel, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so finally the new eSheen Wizard X220S has come in. This is the ready to fly version with the transmitter. So I will do the unboxing actually in that video. It's going to be a dedicated video with the unboxing setup and flight demo, so stay tuned for that video later.